Hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. My videos have been... this is a late video. Seriously, this is a late-ass video. I was busy this weekend. That's all I can say. I was busy this weekend. But this is the review for Accel World. Episode... let me just check it here. Episode 7. Okay, now, I'm going to give you the rundown. Getting in the episode, this one was called Restoration. Now, there's basically two things happening in this episode. Well, I don't want to say two things. Well, you know what I'll do? I'll say two battles. Two battles happening in this episode. Okay, beginning of the episode, we have... oh, by the way, before I continue with this episode, I have a bad sunburn because I went fishing, and oof, it's bad, really bad. You guys can see it. Anyway, moving right along. Getting off topic. We've got to stick to the topic. We see KUROYUKIHIME. She challenged Taku to a fight in Brainburst. In the Brainburst game. Accel World. And she's fighting him. And that's the beginning. She's basically saying, you know, what are you doing? I've challenged you to a fight. Let's go. Just like that. Just like that. Excuse me. And moving right along after that scene, we see Haru. He's with Aqua Current. And she's basically saying two things, like, one, you're really devious, and you're trying to get me out of the open. Two reasons of why he is doing what he was doing in that last episode. Basically saying, number one, you're a real deviant, and you try to get me out, expose myself. Or two, that you're a klutz. So he's like saying, oh, well, it's number two. So then she's explaining to him. Now, keep his voice down because, you know, he's talking out loud in the restaurant, in the bookstore, the cafe, wherever they are. And she basically does burst link. Automatically, just burst link. And he gets turned into a pig. You know, she's a ferret. Her avatar's a ferret. Kind of very strange. And basically, what goes down is she's just automatically saying we're challenging, because she said that, where she explained it is that in order to gain back your points without losing any more, you gotta challenge somebody that is the combination of a level 5 or 6. So they decide to challenge a level 3 and a level 4. And their names are... hopefully I can say this correctly. Hopefully, maybe it's here. Oops. Maybe it's here listed. And unfortunately, it is not. Boned. I got boned there. Okay, so obviously, one was called Sandbuster, I believe, Sandblaster, and the other one was called Nickel Doll. Mostly a combination with this, a very big trainer with the show, and with users of metals, different kinds of metals. So that fight begins, and they get transported into a toxic swamp, which was pretty interesting. I was like, what the hell is this? And they confront you know, the two opponents. And Aqua Current's pretty cool. She's water, and she like travels through like the ground and shit. It's pretty fucking awesome. Meanwhile, and I forgot to mention this, Chiyuri, she finds out that Taku quit. He quit Kendo. He quit the team, the Kendo team. And we already know like why he did that. The whole reason why he did that was because of the fact that he betrayed Haru KUROYUKIHIME. So, he's trying to make up for it. And this battle's continuing between him and KUROYUKIHIME. And she's saying, you know, you need to fight me. She's saying how, you know, doing that isn't going to solve anything of your problems. You need to consider how they feel. That's pretty much what went down here. He was trying to atone for what he was doing, which would make sense. I mean, the name of the episode is called Restoration. So, then we go from that to the other fight. The other fight was pretty interesting. This sand blast, I mean, Aqua Current, she was able to absorb the sand, almost like a thing with, you don't really see in anime sand and water. I mean, we've seen sand in One Piece with Crocodile. Not so much water. I mean, we've seen Luffy use water too, which makes sense in that regard. So she's fighting him while Haru, Silver Crow, is fighting Nickel Doll. Now here's the problem with Nickel Doll. She's in the toxic waste of the swamp, and so is Haru. Haru is silver, and silver is resistant to toxic. However, nickel isn't. But here's the problem. Silver is a very good conductor of electricity. So she electrocutes him, and he gets zapped, his power, and then at that point he decides to fly. Now, during the fight of this, it looks like they're boned. Haru and Aqua Current. Because the other two, they're doing a combination move, which was awesome. It's an awesome move. I think his name is Sandbuster or Sandblaster. He uses his two fists together to create a vacuum. Treat like this fucking vacuum to suck Silver Crow Haru in. And then when he gets close and he tries to kick him, but even though she didn't touch him, she was able to blast him with her lightning attack. It was kind of like there was a very scientific terminology used during this fight, and I can't really explain it, but she said it's something to do with electrodes and the vacuum. And he's getting zapped of his power, and we see this back and forth thing with this back and forth thing between Haru and Taku, and how KUROYUKIHIME is trying to bring Taku to the light, saying, you know, your first step in solving your problem is understanding Haru's feelings. And in that moment, when he's about to lose Haru, Aqua Current shows up, and she blocks the electrodes. She's actually an insulator, because her water power is pure. There's no impurities in her. So, she holds them off, and then he does his kick, and obviously they win. Then something weird happens. Freaking Aqua Current wants to fight. That's her payment. That she takes away your points. What ends on happening was it was a ploy. She wasn't truthfully saying to Haru, I'm taking away your points, let's fight. No. She was testing him to a degree. testing him and seeing what his answer would be, and he explained to her, you know, I can't fight someone that I believe in. And the episode obviously doesn't end there. It doesn't end there. It ends later when Haru's going to school, and obviously what happens also is she wipes out Haru's memory of them ever meeting. Moving right along, he goes to school, he sees Chiyuri, and they make up, and they see Taku there at the school. So he transferred out to go to that school. And we already see this kind of thing happening. Taku has called KUROYUKIHIME Master. So, already we got this team brewing up with KUROYUKIHIME, Taku, and Haru. And words were exchanged saying that, you know, he's basically trying to repent. What's his face? Taku's trying to repent. He's trying to understand Haru and be his friend and be with Chiyuri and stuff. But she's obviously got another servant, I suppose. I suppose you could call them knights or guardians. Taku, and you got Haru. That's pretty much what happens in this episode. I'm going to give this I want to give it a 3.5, a 4, but I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. Because I want to see more. You know? Gotta see more. Gotta see more. 3.5 out of 5. Not too shabby. We'll see next week. This has been Bonkai922. Don't go anywhere. 3 more reviews! 3 more reviews! Insane. See you guys later.